think that's a good sign. What do you guys think? Little fluffy, is it a big fluffy clouds? Beautiful fluffy clouds in Salina right now. So beautiful. It's usually a good sign, I think, when the sky looks like this. You guys see skies like this in wherever you are? How about people that are like from Salina and moved elsewhere? Do you remember the skies in Salina, Kansas being like this back in the day? I don't know, you guys were born here. Although you grew up here, you didn't stay here. I did, though. Used to tell everybody. I hated moving around. I really did. And I just want to stay in one place. I don't know. Maybe I'm a gypsy, hey? Maybe I was meant for the nomad's life, or I don't know. What the use of locking me up? You know, wasting money, I guess. I'm sure there's worse people out there that need to be locked up from what from my own experiences, let's just put that. There's some people that really do need to be locked up. Even though they knew better. I don't know, I can't imagine the Mexican football team, like, you know, finding, like, extra, like, jobs, you know, like, I don't know. Roofing and landscaping and all that stuff. I can't imagine that they're without any skills. If they do a job like this, they obviously know something more than just your basic roofing job. They have probably a larger skill set than those. If you know what I mean. I'm sure they can make your whole yard into like a frickin' Disney fantasy. I'm sure there's an artist in there somewhere. On top of that, I'm pretty sure most of them have worked in landscaping at some point or another, given the fact of how when they left this parking lot spotless. Not so much now, though. But they still took all, still cleaned up. I can't imagine just having like your whole exterior of your home just like redone by a Mexican football team. On top of that, like with artistic with their own local earthworks artists. Some of them look like they might be able to draw really well. So they have an idea of what a sketch is. I'm sure they have pen and paper in Mexico. Can't imagine how much they get paid to just freaking redo your whole exterior of your house into some fantasy artistic world. Envy of the whole community or neighborhood, and everybody's calling in the Mexican football team to create their own fantasy, you know, just saying. What a lucrative career that could be. Not only do they do roofs, painting your house, remodeling work on the outside, lawn care, and artistic fantasy earthwork artists and kitchens, outdoor kitchens, you know, stuff like that. Have you ever seen those Mexican outdoor kitchens, like on TikTok? Like the Mamacita, she's got like this huge, like outdoor kitchen. It's got a barbecue. It's got like one of those brick fire oven things, and she's got a flat top and a sink, and it's all built with like stone, and all the attachments are in there. It's got a roof. And she's like busting out like this massive like meal. I was like, Mamacita, please invite me over. I'm hungry. That looks really good. She's just like pow, 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 pow all over TikTok. I'm like, wow. And you know her husband built that with his buddies, you know, because they all been doing that shit their whole lives. Since they've been in America, you know, so I can't imagine having like this fantasy world type of backyard, front yard, house kind of, and when you have dinner guests over. If you're rich, you can have your like personal chef go to the outdoor kitchen until he busts up a meal, you know, for everyone. God knows what they can build, like a 5-star kitchen outside your, you know, take the attachments off and just water it down, you know, to wash it off. Over the years, so, you know, detach everything, clean it off. Wood fire, char grill. Can't imagine calling all your Mexican football buddies come to Salina, Kansas, and you do everybody's homes up on the hill, like that. And really build in the gated community. Back in the old days, when it was Victorian. Did you know the Victorians used to hang out in the cemetery with their families? And have like barbecue or picnics and stuff. That's why when you go up there, sometimes in the old cemetery areas, they have like what do they have? They have like kind of like a picnic table, which is really weird. Have you ever seen that one with the huge crucifix of Jesus Christ? Huh? And they've got that, look at that beautiful sky. That beautiful sky. Man, that beautiful sky. But yeah, they used to hang out there. Let's look at that real quick, I think. I want to talk about that real quick. Is it an American tradition or a European? It might be a European. I don't know if they still do that. We'll find out. But I know it was pretty cool back in the day in America. I don't think it's a bad idea. Honestly, I've seen it in Korea. I saw it in Korea though. I saw all these old men, kind of like old men, like around my age, maybe a little older, and they're all sitting around. We went to a cemetery to see my grandfather's grave because he died before I was born, but you know, it's an old grave. So we visited. Whoever was buried there, they were there playing Hot 2 and drinking, I don't know, probably soju or makgeolli and eating, whatever, I don't know, smoking cigarettes, gambling, drinking, you know, things that guys like to do sometimes. But, wait a second, anyway, let's see if I can find that anywhere. Victorians picnicking in the cemetery. Yeah, did Victorians picnic in cemeteries? Don't tell me yes. Okay, it says yes. Alright, let's look at that. A tradition, I don't know if we should continue it, but it seems like it's fun. I've always liked hanging out in cemeteries when I was a kid. I always thought they were very peaceful places. Don't know why, but yes, Victorians and 19th century Americans frequently picnicked in cemeteries. Why doesn't it say Europeans? I don't know. We'll find out. Graveyards of that era served as public parks, social gathering spots, and peaceful green spaces where families spent entire days dining among the tombstones to stay connected with deceased loved ones. Why Victorians picnicked in cemeteries? Lack of public parks. Cities lacked designated recreational areas, so large landscape, rural, or garden cemeteries were built on the town outskirts as scenic escapes for fresh air. Closeness to loved ones. High mortality rate from epidemics. Childbed fever and meant for lost relatives. I'm not, it's kind of creepy, I know. Viewing a graveside meal as comforting, but cemeteries, shade, ponds, and impressive monuments. I mean, it's creepy, yeah. But the rise of city parks had changed that, I guess. Urban planners built dedicated public green spaces like New York's removing, changing views on death, events, and medicine reduced. Private and somber, and new rules, crowds, litter, and rowdiness prompted local municipalities and cemetery boards to officially ban food, games, and large gatherings on the grounds. So, I guess now we know why it was stopped, but I don't know. Who knows?